The spectacularly beautiful Glencairn Farm just outside Underberg and the start of the 83-kilometre first day to Mackenzie Club. 14 years down and the Cup Sani2c remains a great attraction and a must-win race for the country's top mountain bikers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you need to stay out of trouble, try and be fast, stay close to the front, and yeah, just stay on your bike. Lose a minute, it's difficult to get back a minute at this race, so this race can be won by a minute as well, so you need to always be on key and just make sure you're in the front.
A little bit nervous, but no, I think it's going to be fun and super excited to be racing Sani again. I think last time I raced was in 2010, so it's been a while.
In crisp, cool Berg mountain air, the first of 11 batches on their way. It's a day littered with sweet sections of single track as they dip in and out of lush dairy farms and giant sappy plantations. Through the oak section and the front of the race being bossed by defending champions Basin Bierkes of Paigo Eurosteel, Bell and Combrink of NAD Pro and Wilcock and Kruger of BCX were hard on their wheels. The PG Bison Bridge over Mossbank Dam offered two choices: white bread on the left, carrot cake with chili sauce on the right. Those who opted for the spicy side, they were rewarded with a faster exit. Matt Beers and Tim Hammond lost a little ground chewing the white dough going left. The flowing trails through the forest dropped them onto Jared's Jaunt, where they hugged the hillside on a stunning section of single track. Charging through the Pevensey Place water point at 42 kilometres, and Matt Beers and Tim Hammond had latched onto the top three teams. In the women's race, there were three contending teams altogether: Centre-Self, De Groot and Strauss, Valencia's Amy McDougall and Sam Sanders, and Dormacaba's Candice Lill and Vera Adrian. Into the cool shade of the indigenous forest at Kumeni, Andrew Hill and Julian Jessup had joined the party at the front. There was drama in the women's race. Robin De Groot and Mariska Strauss for Centre-Self had suffered a major mechanical and lost almost 7 minutes repairing a cut sidewall to Mariska's bike. On Wapo's single track just afterwards, the chasers Bell and Combrink came to grief, the latter hitting a rock with his pedal. They lost under a minute in the recovery. Wilcock and Kruger moved in behind the Paigo Eurosteel pair. Basin Bierkes looked to have carried their race-winning form through from Joburg to Sea 2 weeks ago as they hammered through the beautiful Alsace dairy farm. Waylon Wilcock asked questions of partner HB Crew as they tried in vain to catch the flying Paigers. The hard men from Nelspruit and the dark kit of NAD Pro were not done either as they pulled back to the chase group. But up ahead, Philip Bass and Matthijs Bierkes were the form team of the day as Paigo Eurosteel powered to the finish after 2 hours and 47 minutes of hard racing. It might have been very different but for Combrink's crash as he and Bell led BCX home just under a minute later.
Sani2c is fast and any gap is something, and we especially on today, but I think we'll see some bigger gaps tomorrow, and that's we're looking forward to tomorrow. That's where we'll really put the hammer down.
The women's race saw Dormacaba's Vera Adrian and Candice Neetling lose touch with Valencia's Amy McDougall and Sam Sanders on the long drags through Alsace Farm. And it was a Chuff Valencia pair of McDougall and her partner Sanders who took the stage win just a minute ahead of Dormacaba.
We dropped Mariska and Robs, and then we were riding really with Candice and Vera the whole way until just probably about 5K to the end. We just dropped them with some of the climbers and put about a minute into them. So we're happy with today's ride.
Just 44 seconds the gap between leaders Paigo Eurosteel and NAD Pro, who are 9 seconds clear of BCX, setting up a thrilling day two. The women's race promises to be equally exciting. 59 seconds separates Valencia and Dormacaba. In the mixed, Olympian and SA cross-country champion James Reed partnered triathlon Olympian Marie Rabi to victory in 3 hours 14. The veterans is led by Fani Venter and Andrew Cairns, who have less than 2 minutes in hand over Paul Theron and Igna de Villiers.
Jeff and I are going to get the money shot today. Hey Jeff, what do you say?
I don't know if the race was the right one, maybe the trail of adventure. So we've got our work cut out for us today, but we are very, very excited.
It's my first Sani2c. It's pretty cold today, but looking for a good fast day and some nice single track.
There's a daze and a haze and a mist upon my mind. Still lost and hurting, seeking answers I can't find. Time will heal and time will mend the damage to my heart. out for me, trying to convince myself that this was real. And in time it would heal, but now I'm petrified with conflictions of feelings that are deep inside. I wish at first that I could have realized, while inside my head I feel I psychoanalyzed. Psychoanalyzed.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about the money shot again? All right, guys.
Are you glad that I left? 'Cause that's the impression that I get. Make room for someone else to come and share your bed. I know you're wasting no time to try and fill the void. Suppose that's the reason for the trust to be destroyed. 'Cause even though I knew you were not for me, trying to convince myself that this was real, and in time it would heal, but now I'm petrified with conflictions of feelings that are deep inside. I wish at first that I could have realized, while inside my head I feel I psychoanalyze. Psychoanalyze, yeah. I should have realized. Wish I'd have realized. I should have realized that you and me could never be. With conflictions of feelings that are deep inside. I wish at first that I could have realized, while inside my head I feel.
With storm clouds and rain rolling in over Mackenzie Club after a fantastic stage 1 of the Cup Sani2c, stage 2 and the Umco drop beckons. It's one of the great days on a bike. Stage 2 of the Cup Sani2c race is widely regarded as one of the great mountain biking days, and for good reason, with a thrilling 19-kilometre single-track drop into the Umkomaas Valley, an absolute blast. While he can control 2,500 dairy cows, 4,500 mountain bikers, his wife, 3 children and 14 dogs, Farmer Glenn has no control over the weather, which played a fickle hand over KwaZulu-Natal.
Basically, we made our decisions last night on the predicted weather forecast, and it's rained a whole lot more than what was predicted. And our big fear was that the guy was going to fall off a cliff down the Umkomaas. So, you know what would happen? We got a race route so wide, and the guys are going to be going into the grass to find traction, and that route would get wider and wider. And literally, in some places, the cliffs are 3 meters from the side of our prepared trail, and you know, we would have had guys going over the edge before they knew it. So we made the call. There would have been guys crashing as well. It's just treacherous on these conditions, and we just wouldn't have been able to extract them if it was, you know, in these conditions you can't get in, you know.
I'm feeling great after yesterday, getting a neutral zone. Brilliant, the best thing ever. Can't believe it.
But yeah, it's quite cold, but I think we've already done 26k, so not too bad, not too far to go.
It's been wet, muddy, cold, but yeah, we mountain bikers.
No, it's lekker. It's freezing cold and the wind's pumping and there's mud everywhere. As you can see, we covered in mud, but it's awesome.
Trying to find her partner, she's somewhere up here, but she doesn't ride in the mud much. So, gotta see the damage or I'll get in trouble.
My toughest stage race, put it that way. Wet, cold, windy, and trying to keep up with my mates. It's been pretty hard. I think we've got another kilometre of pear shade to go at about minus 50 degrees and a bike full of mud. But we shall prevail.
It was like riding through a quagmire. I was waiting for prehistoric animals to come out.
No, I don't care.
Well done all, a day all the Cup Sani2c racers won't forget in a hurry. The sea air is calling. Join us tomorrow as we watch them hammer 85 kilometres from Jolivet to Scotland Beach. Riders awake to a damp morning at Jolivet ahead of the third stage of the Cup Sani2c. On the menu, 82 cold, wet and muddy kilometres to Scotland Beach. After the neutral second stage, the gaps up front were slender. Leaders Pygo Eurosteel with less than 50 seconds advantage over their rivals. They were expecting plenty of action.
So with those weather conditions, anything can happen, and we, packed a few extra brake pads and tools just to be prepared for anything. But yeah, the race is not over, and the dice is definitely on. We've only got 40 seconds, so yeah, we're definitely here to race.
With the bulk of the field already out on the route, A-Batch headed out to play under grey skies and single-digit temperatures. Inside the first 12 kilometres, the lead bunch lost contenders Nad Pro. Javi Combring had to replace a broken wheel. He and Nico Bell would spend the rest of the race chasing the game and having to stop regularly to put Bell's misbehaving chain back on. The theme of the day was managing the peanut butter and melted chocolate conditions under wheel. No one escaped without having to stop and either replace an unshipped chain or clear the mud that led to chain suck, or drag themselves out of the mud. BCX Waylon Wilcock and HB Kruger were aggressive and joined Bass and Bierkus on the front early on. By Waterpoint 1 at 22 Ks, Matthew Beers and Tim Hammond of Rider Ready Spot Africa had bolted away in a bold attempt to chip away at the 2-minute overall gap to Pygo Eurosteel. And soon afterwards, Bass was stopped dead in his tracks as he had to clean his drive chain, precious seconds slipping by. Beers and his Botswana partner Hammond were on a mission in the mud as they smashed the climbs and flats and used their consummate skills on the slick descents. BCX and Pygo worked together to chase them down until Bass had a fall a few Ks before the second water point. A quick recovery and the chase was on before HB Kruger punctured on the banks of the Mzinto River. Their hopes of taking the stage win were gone. The defending champions were closing the gap to Beers and Hammond with every pedal stroke as they closed in on the finish. Within sight of the beach, Beers became the latest chain suck massacre victim. He and Hammond watched as Bass and Bierkus surged past. There was no catching the pair. They crossed the finish line to win the Cup Sani2c race for the second year in a row.
I mean, everyone had troubles, and it was just a matter of dealing with it calmly and quickly and getting back on and just never giving up.
Team Dormakaba's Candice Lill and Vera Adrian embraced the raw conditions and attacked early in the women's race, putting the race leaders Sam Sanders and Amy McDougall of Team Valencia Ladies under pressure. They had a lead of 1 minute and 8 seconds to defend. Lill and Adrian, though, were on fire and handled the worst the trail could throw at them with skill, confidence and good humour. McDougall and Sanders endured a torrid day as they battled to keep the gap below 2 minutes. After a storming day, Team Dormakaba crossed the line in Scottsboro to put the seal on a successful defence of the title they won a year ago.
We just actually forced ourselves into it and raced flat out from the beginning. And it was actually quite fun. I mean, once you start, just get into the mood of slipping and sliding everywhere, you embrace it. And then if you're having fun, you go fast, which you did.
Despite a neutral second day, the racing on stage 3 was riveting. Base and Bierkus, the overall winners for Paiga Eurosteel, justifying their standing as the country's top stage race combination. Lill and Adrian produced a dominant final day's effort for Dormakaba to beat Valencia Ladies into second in the women's race.
We were ahead of the A group and we just took a nasty tumble there. There should be, Farmer Glenn must sort this road out. It's not good enough.
I'll give you an 8 out of 10 if you say. You don't land on your feet.
See you in Scotland.
Lekker, man.
It's a video that you got to do something.
Yeah, gotta do something.
First day was crap, second day was worse, third day was even worse, and I love them all.
Good to be here. We're going to go for a swim now and get clean. It was the toughest one, they say, so I'm happy to be part of that.
Got a skill to get through that course, I must say.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world today.
Mud, emotion and satisfaction melded together on Scottsboro Beach. Congratulations all the finishers. And if you want a piece of the Sani2c action, join us in Underberg next year for the trail, the adventure or the race.
Well done, Farmer Glenn.